and blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Good morning! Hello and welcome to my channel. Yeah, that feels like really weird to say, but hopefully I'll get used to it. So just sit back and relax, and you can put this in the background while you paint, or just listen to me ramble on about art block and all kinds of things. So the mornings is usually when I plan out my day, like making the lists and everything, you know what I mean? Like the whole organized thing. It really does help me to know what I want to do that day and what I want to get done. So I'm not just like doing random things and then next thing you know, I've wasted a whole Tuesday just sitting there kind of and scrolling through Pinterest. So this is just an acrylic painting I did in my sketchbook. I wasn't really sure how acrylics would lay down on my sketchbook, like how they would come out, like I don't know, like the finishing and stuff, because I have tried oil multiple times. Like I've tried to put acrylic white paint on it and then like paint oil over it, but it always ends up like so dry and like I don't know, like crusty. So not gonna lie, I kind of just gave up on the whole oil painting and sketchbook thing. I've included some little little box things so you can see some of the basic steps that I did in creating this piece. So I wasn't really sure how acrylic would work on this, but I went ahead and tried it, and to my surprise, it was actually really nice, and I definitely will be doing more of this. My sketchbook is from Michael's, but like it isn't any specific brand, which just goes to show that you don't need anything too expensive to create some nice art. I mean, personally, I don't spend loads and loads of money on my art supplies. I've kind of like accumulated them over the years since I was 11 and just kept buying like art supplies. But yeah, no big brands like Artist Loft. I think these are actually from Artist Loft acrylics. And I mean, maybe when I get more, if I want to do more serious works, I might invest in some more expensive paints, but until then, anything works fine. As long as you have the motivation to paint. That sounds cheesy, but guys, that's really all you need to create really nice artwork. And probably I would say lots and lots of practice. Yeah, I've been kind of bad with that. I kind of expect myself to go in my sketchbook and, I don't know, like sketch something or paint something and expect it to be like just as good as how I wanted it to be. But reality is that it really isn't this way, even though we wish we could just paint something and it magically turn out like the Instagram photo you saw on your feed of this really nice artist that is making an amazing career out of their art because they're just that talented. Must be nice. No, but really, hard work does pay off, so just keep painting. Like, that's literally it. One piece of advice I could give you. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm so experienced and all, but really, that is the best advice. And I've heard it from other really talented artists and successful artists, so, I mean, it must be true. So I lost the last few minutes of this video because I was filming on my phone and then I think my phone died. But I've included the finished product and the finished painting in the next clip, so enjoy! Okay, so this is a watercolor painting I did the past week, and it was fun to do. It was new, but I think I definitely messed up a lot of times, and I learned some more tips throughout the whole process, so I'll share those with you today. It's not really like a cut and clean, like, watercolor tips video, but I'll probably just talk some about it. I can definitely make another video like that if you want me to. Just let me know down in the comments. Okay, so right now I'm just erasing all my hard lines I did with the sketch. It's amazing if you can just like sketch and not have hard lines, like that would literally save everything. But for me, I'm still learning, so my lines are pretty dark, and as you can see, I was erasing most of it. And right now you can't see that I'm adding anything, which is because I'm not. I'm just adding water with my brush, so when I lay down the paint and the color, it will spread easily, like you see now. So with watercolor, while the paper is still wet, especially for skin tones, and if you want a more blended look, you really want to add, work fast and add a lot of colors during this time, because you want them to blend and you don't want any like sharp creases and like color blocks, you know what I mean? Like a smooth face, which is really good for realistic ones. And that's one watercolor tip I've learned that I did not know before. Before I thought you really had to wait every like layer that you did for it to dry, but that is really not the case. I mean, you can, and that does give a really other cool look, but it's just a different style of watercolor. Okay, another tip, don't be scared to put down dark colors, because I remember like literally trying to do a watercolor painting and I'm just blending every stroke out with water, so it's like barely going on, and then I'm like, why have I spent 5 hours on this painting? Well, yeah, you gotta put the color down. I mean, you might think, oh, it's gonna be too dark, but don't be scared. I mean, that's why you got a sketchbook. You're just practicing, you know? So yeah, tip number 2, don't be scared to put down dark colors, trust me. At this point, I was not feeling this painting. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, I definitely messed up, and like this is the point where I also like started adding too much. So with watercolor, tip number 3, less is more. Like, trust me, like you might think, oh, you need to add more and you might want to keep going, and I have a bad habit of that, but I promise you that like there's a certain point where you need to come to a stopping point. And you're probably spending way too much time, or way more time than you need to be on a painting, so try to make every stroke intentional and know what you're doing with it. Sometimes I do get distracted when I'm painting because I'll be having like a movie on or something, so I'll just keep painting, and like I won't be thinking about like if this color needs to be here, or if I need to be adding this much water here. But it's really not that complicated, and painting is kind of just a thing you learn as you go. Like with every painting, I promise you I get better because I learn from my mistakes. And that really is what it all is. Just practice, guys. That's it. Practice. Yeah, so at this point, I probably should have just left the face alone and then worked on maybe the nose and like darkening the eye features and the lip features, but I went and added an orange tone, which really isn't that bad, I mean, because it will blend out eventually, but I think it really was kind of unnecessary, and the painting could have been better without it. Okay, so this is probably my favorite part of a watercolor painting, like adding and defining the features and the eyes and everything. It's also the part where I usually mess up, and I probably add a little too much brown to the eyes and it's all blotchy. It's a blotchy mess. But this really brought the whole painting together because I was really thinking I had no hope for it. But surprisingly, it turned out pretty okay. So trust the process. And this is what it ended up looking like. I am actually really happy with it. So let me know if you like the video and do the little like thing and the subscribe thing, because you know it really helped me. And let me know if you like these kind of videos or what you'd like me to improve on and everything, because I could probably use a lot of help. But thank you for watching. Bye!